By the third month, the miracle had become routine. At first, the manna had tasted like astonishment. They had woken to find the ground dusted with it fine and pale, like frost that did not melt. No one knew what to call it. What is it? They had asked, and the question had become its name. They gathered it with laughter, with disbelief, with hands that still remembered Egyptian bricks. It tastes like honey, one woman said. Like coriander, said another. It tastes like freedom, Miriam had answered, and everyone had nodded. But freedom, it turned out, had a flavor, and that flavor did not change. Every morning, the dew lifted and the manna lay waiting. Every morning they gathered, grind it, boil it, bake it, shape it into cakes, teach the children not to hoard it, not to fear tomorrow, watch it spoil if they tried to keep more than they were given. At first, the lesson felt holy, then it felt repetitive. Levi, son of no one important, sat outside his tent one dawn staring at the ground as if it had insulted him personally. Again, he muttered. His wife knelt beside him with a basket. Again, she agreed, but she bent to gather it anyway. Levi scooped a handful and let it sift through his fingers. It fell the same way it always did. Light, clean. Enough. I remember fish, he said. Garlic, cucumbers. His voice softened with memory. Meat that did not vanish with the sun. His wife stopped gathering. You also remember wicks. He did. He remembered the weight of mud and straw, the way his back had burned at night, the way his children had flinched at sudden noises. He remembered, but memory is tricky. Its seasons had passed. The camp had begun to murmur, not loudly at first, as small complaints shared over cooking fires. The same meal, the same texture, the same dependence on something that could not be controlled. Why can't we plant? Someone asked. There's no soil, another replied. Why can't we hunt? There's no game. The wilderness stretched around them like an unanswered question. Sand and rock. Heat by day, cold by night. The pillar of cloud moved when it wished. The pillar of fire burned without asking their opinion. Levi bit into a cake and felt irritation bloom like thirst. I am tired, he said finally. Tired of trusting every morning. His wife looked at him carefully. That is the point, he frowned. In Egypt, she continued, we knew what tomorrow would be. More bricks, more pain. We did not have to trust, we only had to endure. Levi stared at the manna in his palm. Here, tomorrow arrived as a gift he could not store. He had to wake to receive it, had to believe it would be there, had to gather only enough and stop. It was not the taste that exhausted him, it was the surrender. That afternoon, the complaints grew louder. A group gathered near Moses' tent, voices sharp with longing for meat, for variety, for something that felt like choice. Levi stood at the edge and listened as words turned from hunger to accusation. Did you bring us out here to starve? Levi felt the pull of agreement. He also remembered the sea splitting. That night, as the camp settled, he stepped away from the noise and walked beyond the outer ring of tents. The wilderness hummed with emptiness. Above him, the stars burned as they had for Abraham, for Isaac, for Jacob, promises written in light. He realized something that unsettled him more than hunger. The manna was not just food. It was a daily reminder that they were no longer sustaining themselves by force or fear. They were being sustained, and being sustained meant admitting need. In the morning, the dew lifted again. The ground was pale with it. Levi knelt, slower this time. He gathered carefully, measuring enough for his household. He did not pretend delight. He did not force gratitude, but before he stood, he whispered, "Thank you." The words felt thin. The manna did not taste different. Yet as he carried the basket back to his tent, he understood. The wilderness was not only teaching them how to survive without Egypt, it was teaching them how to live dependent, and that lesson, like the manna, would come every day whether they felt like receiving it or not.